Well, good morning. It's Thursday, January 8th. I'm Harry Sullivan. Thanks for joining us for Catch Up Quick. Let's get started. Right now, officers in Knoxville are carrying a weapon, one that's at the center of some controversy. Goodness, what you just saw there. The Sig Sauer P320, a handgun that's under fire with people suing, saying it accidentally goes off. It fires even when no one pulls the trigger. The Knoxville Police Department phased in the weapon this past summer. Our investigations team made the discovery in a Facebook post and started to ask questions. We reached out to the department. A spokesperson tells us department staff vetted the handgun, found it safe, but a lawyer representing hundreds in their lawsuits against Sig Sauer say the P320 is defective and putting folks in danger.
What we're seeing in the field are a staggering number of unintended discharges where individuals' hands are not even touching the gun, whether it be their body movement, whether it be movement within the holster, whether it be someone trying to retrieve their gun but going nowhere near the trigger.
The attorney says several juries have already ruled in his favor, agreeing that the gun doesn't work right. Now, KPD says staff knew about the accidental discharges, but after talking to the gun maker, decided to move forward with the P320 to get a smaller, lighter weapon into the hands of officers. KPD also says officers have had extensive training with the gun, firing more than 300,000 rounds through 400 of the guns with zero issues so far. Sig Sauer has an entire web page all devoted to this very topic. The company says the gun works as intended and any accidental discharges stem from user error. Even so, other law enforcement experts like the Fraternal Order of Police say they're keeping an eye on Knoxville. Now, this is a story we're definitely digging into extensively. Right now on WVLT Plus, we have an in-depth breakdown explaining the concerns, what the Tennessee chapter of the FOP is doing to protect safety. That's available on your smart TV or smartphone right now. Meanwhile, a court date is now set for the suspect accused of trying to rob a man on Gay Street in downtown Knoxville Christmas Day. Joseph Griffin, charged with attempted robbery, evading and resisting arrest, as well as tampering with evidence. Police say Griffin attacked a man with a metal luggage handle. The man fought back, and that's when Griffin demanded money. Griffin took off and was later caught by officers in a parking lot on North Gay Street. Police say that Griffin had drugs and syringes with him. He's due in court next Thursday. And a Knoxville woman facing several charges after reportedly stealing thousands of dollars while working as a teller at a bank in Farragut. According to warrants we obtained, Sherry Manns stole nearly $8,500 from multiple accounts. The report says she'd forged slips and signatures to complete the unauthorized transactions. Manns charged with 4 counts of forgery, 1 count of theft. And a third person now charged in connection to that shooting at a party in Hamblin County. 2 teens killed, 2 others hurt. 18-year-old Gracious Boroff has been charged with contributing to the delinquency of a child. Police say she rented the Airbnb where the shooting happened and brought 3 juveniles with her. The rental company says Boroff's account is suspended and that listing for right now is removed. And right now the Sevier County Sheriff's Office needs your help trying to find a missing teen today. Molly Kate Dixon, 13 years old, brown hair, green eyes, last seen on Monday near Shenandoah Drive in Seymour. Wearing a white tank top, pink pajama pants. SCSO says if you have any information about where she could be, please call them. Call the Sheriff's Office. We've got that number for you right now inside your WVLT News app. And a warning from the Granger County Sheriff's Office. Criminals pretending to work at a funeral home and asking families for payments in advance. Deputies say the scammers are checking obituaries, identifying targets. The Smith Reagan Funeral Home says they will never reach out to you. They'll never contact you like this. If you get one of these kinds of calls, please reach out from the funeral home directly. Meanwhile, the YWCA in Knoxville reopening its historic downtown location after a major renovation of the century-old building. The center supports the Jenny Boyd Keys of Hope, which fights homelessness for women impacted by domestic abuse and addiction. The renovation increases the amount of rooms by 20% and serves more than 200 women each year. Natalie Stair, the CEO of the YWCA, says their many services make them successful.
The wraparound services make this program extremely unique. This is not just housing. So the services and support we offer in the way of financial education, digital literacy, workforce development, that is really what makes this program so successful, and the continued case management over the 24 months that the women are in the program. And we work alongside them to create, plans and pathways to achieve their goals, whatever they may be.
They tell us 90% of the women they work with eventually live a stable life with an income as well as permanent housing.
Your First Alert forecast with meteorologist Kyle Granger.
We have quite a few things to talk about here as we move over the next 24 hours. Tomorrow this time, we're going to be dealing with the rainfall settling in. I think the flooding threat really doesn't come until early on Saturday morning, but nonetheless, we still have to be prepared and stay alert for all of this. So downtown Knoxville today, this is what you're going to see. It's just cloudy, kind of dreary out there, maybe even feeling kind of damp, maybe like you just stepped out of the shower when we get to 70 this afternoon. That's from going to 48 in Knoxville now to 56 in Crossville. And radar and cloud track shows the cloud cover that we have overhead, and it just stays with us for much of the day. Some of you may see a little peak of sunshine, but it will not be a lot to amount to much. Looking at 3 o'clock here for the afternoon, it's pretty mild, 69 right on through sunset. We stay dry if you want to do some grilling out once again today. And then we're 70 Knoxville, Clinton. How about Lenoir City? 67 for Oak Ridge, Kingston, over to Spring City. 63 Crossville, Crab Orchard. 65 Wartburg. Deer Lodge is at 64. Here we go in La Follette at 65 to Middlesboro, and 65 for Morristown. 67 Newport to 65 Gatlinburg, and 67 into Townsend. 55 overnight tonight. First Alert Weather Day clicks in when we get into Friday, especially into the middle part of the day when we have some heavy downpours. We've got 100% coverage for you through the lunchtime, and it does not end there. We're going right on through. Watch this happen. Kind of a brief break for you, 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, then back overnight into the early part of Saturday. Another rounds of heavy rainfall that will be with us, and these are the ones that I think could start to aggravate some of our creeks and streams. You know, those in your neighborhood that typically will have some problems before others do. By the time all is said and done where you live, some of you get close to 3 inches of rain. Lenoir City, 2 inches, from Loudon, 2.5, over to Kingston, 2.25 for Spring City. Crossville, about 1.5 inches to 1.25 inches. Rocky Top, just over 2 inches. Up into Williamsburg, Kentucky as well for 1 inch. 1.75 inches from Morristown to Newport, 1.5 inches for, say, Sevierville. So all of us will see something here over the next 24 to 48 hours. After that, we clear out, we dry out, the sunshine returns, and we cool down. We're finally going to need those sweaters that we got for Christmas, and we can use them all next week. So if they're still packed away, you didn't pull out winter yet because we've been warm the past couple of weeks, well, now you got a couple of days to plan ahead for that.
All right, Kyle, thank you very much. The Knoxville Police Department reporting a drop in violent crime. Homicides down for the 3rd year in a row. KPD says this is for multiple reasons, including where officers are spending their time daily. Chief Deputy Joe McHale with KPD's Investigation Bureau says officers directed patrols in small hot spots. This is part of the reason we've seen a 26% decrease in murders last year from 2024 and the lowest number of murders since 2016. But as Knoxville continues to grow, KPD says they'll have to adapt.
Over the next couple of years, technology is going to be a mandatory area that we grow and learn from and utilize the technology field to help us improve our response times and our efforts to combat crime.
Well, this means likely having more cameras around the city and using more drones in the future. All signs the department says will hopefully continue this downward trend of violent crime. And we're getting a look at the new school headed to Lonsdale. KCS board members set to vote on the design plans of the K through 8th grade school today. The school board approved $66 million for the new school. Built in Lonsdale, where Rural High School was, the design includes a 3-level building as well as a dedicated space for certain subjects. That meeting is at 5 o'clock tonight. We'll keep you updated. And the pause on student loan payments will officially end in a couple weeks at the end of the month. The Trump administration says they're going to withhold part of your paycheck if that student loan defaults. If you're in default, the Education Department should be sending you a notice this month, and you have to get that notice at least 30 days before money can be taken from your paycheck. Collections will only start after you've given time and options to get your loans back on track. The government already withholding tax refunds and other federal payments from borrowers. If you need help paying, contact the government's default resolution group. They can teach you more about loan rehabilitation and enrolling in repayment plans. And the Trump administration did release some new dietary guidelines yesterday. Take a look. It's the new inverted food pyramid, rather. The new design puts protein, dairy, healthy fats, and fruits and veggies at the top and places whole grains at the bottom. These recommendations will shape the types of food that schools serve, what doctors recommend to patients, and what can be purchased on food stamps. Well, WVLT is proud to be your official station of the Vols. The Lady Vols headed to Starkville, Mississippi, taking on the Mississippi State Bulldogs tonight. The Bulldogs, a tough matchup for the Lady Vols. They're a good rebounding team. They played well at home. The Lady Vols off to a good start, though, in conference play. Big wins over Auburn and Florida. Head coach Kim Caldwell says she likes the chemistry she's got from her players this year off the court, but on the court, she still wants to see some improvement.
It's interesting. People ask all the time, do they like each other? Do they like each other? Our team loves each other. I mean, they have fun all the time. They enjoy being around each other. But then when we get on the floor, there is a disconnect. And we need more communication, I think. We need all 5 players on the offensive end, the defensive end. It's just really apparent on the offensive end to communicate, to tell people when you're open. Our spacing is bad at times. That's creating a lot of our turnovers.
Tip-off set for 7:30 on the SEC Network Plus. And some good news from the football portal for the Vols. It's not about a face we're seeing in the portal, but one we're not. Deshaun Bishop from Carnes signs a new NIL deal to stay with the Big Orange. He would have been a big get for a lot of teams across the Southeastern Conference. The redshirt sophomore coming off a great season, leading the Vols on the ground more than 1,000 yards, rushing 16 touchdowns. Named All-SEC second team by the coaches and a semifinalist for the award that honors players who started their career as a walk-on. Meanwhile, the Gate Street Bridge back open for pedestrians, and to celebrate, the city of Knoxville hosting a fun walk next Friday. You can walk, bike, or run in the race. Not really a race, just a chance to get across the new bridge. It's been a while. That bib can be used to get discounts at some local businesses as well. That all starts at 6 o'clock. And wreaths across America asking for your help picking up those beautiful wreaths that were placed, and honorable wreaths that were placed just before Christmas. Volunteers laid thousands of these on graves, veterans' graves last month. The pickup date is this Saturday for many locations. Volunteers are needed to remove the wreaths and to help clean up cemeteries. If you can help, bring some gloves, a long-handled rake, and a plastic tarp if possible.
We the People, celebrating 250 years of America. Sponsored by Garza Law Firm.
Alrighty, on this date in 1790, President George Washington delivered the first ever State of the Union address. Historians say our nation's first president gently introduced goals. He didn't make direct demands or mandates, lest he be perceived as too much like a king. There you go, January 8th, 1790. Well, that'll do it for us here on WVLT Plus. Remember, you can stay up to date on WVLT.tv and the WVLT News app, and as always on WVLT's social media pages. Have a good one.